Understand what I just said is truly understand the communication to a system. Now, what I just told you now is exactly what I'm going to say now in position. Now, this is all about understanding how we kind of recourse location to its calculations, how you do precognition in its position of its directions, how to see things in position of vibration, how to pick up sounds in high center line conditions. That's what the avatar is. It's trying to understand its system of where it is in traction. You're picking up voices every single day, right? So that's practice make perfect. Try that location. Try to get in your voice box line center. Try to release its high system. Bring in a tone. Just let it flow and see where it goes. Bring it to higher and then bring it into lower. Find a fluctuation, find its balance. You have to find a way to communicate with you inside more so you can communicate everything from outside position of vibration. It's the energy line center, performing line and rotation, calculation of a system. It's the frequency tone line center, the ups and down position location of your flux capacitor in your positions to its harmonics. Harmonics is communication, right? Phone line center interference. Signal high center, all line center interference location. Everything has a vibration. Signal high center location, the teleportation line and rotation calculation interference. High position location, low position location line system. So it's kind of like that's the sound of a fly. All right. Really understanding tone is truly understanding all lines and locations of you inside. It's how you interpret your location to its calculations. When you see things, So it's really understanding everything that you see inside is everything from outside line because you're trying to understand the reality of its vibration. Because what you're doing is practice makes perfect. You're picking up tones. You're bringing something up. Okay? See solar flare come in? Position to directions, 3-line triangles. Signal interference. High center location. High interference local line conditions. Circle and rotation. Fibonacci. If you're going to do a Fibonacci, it's got to go forward and backwards. The cycle line channel has to understand its position location of its directions. Pretty soon, you guys will be doing projection location from outline system. Now, understanding what you're seeing is the levels of teleportation lines, screening interference location, line graphing, line and rotation calculations. It's all about communication inside position. It's the voice grid location to its analyzed line connection, interference location, and direction. What I just finished doing is trying to understand how to use all levels of your senses. And the only way to do that is to see yourself from inside to project from outside. When you see these things come out and you start seeing the screen, the graph, the vision, the activation, highline center, the digital platform, the communication of the diagram, your imagination, your manifestation of co-creation. It's a beautiful thing when you see these things through provisional location of perception. Okay? So today we're going to go line center location of a quiz. Now the quiz is going to set up high position location of your directions. We're going to vortex your chamber line centers, lock your line center rotation calculations, change your triangle high center line connections, change the position of your sun, change the position of your moon, lock you in frame line center location digital framing. Now, in that position locations, tomorrow is in the single line center where you guys will be into a paradox of a Pandora box. It's the communication line stream in position locations, how you got locked in the frame line center. Calculation of line center interference location of stream interference is all levels of its hologram structure. How to channel in its position location of its directions. You have to digital line rotation to its graph line center. In position locations, high line connections. Use the energy lights, the rotation circus line rotation calculations. When I say circus, it's the circus line center rotation calculation to its Fibonacci. Now, it's not circus of what you mean. Okay, I'm not talking about clowns and elephants and all that like position locations or ringmaster. I'm talking about the circus of you and how you represent your locations of your travel. Okay, how to understand the Fibonacci sequence. The balanced communication has to be all levels of communication of vibration of yin and yang. Yin and yang, the process and its communication line system opens up communication line triangles in your position of directions. All right, so we're going to go through singularity. Okay, we're going to go through 3 spot channels in communication digital lining. I'm going to open the line center locations. I'm going to put you into a box. You're going to center the line rotation calculation in position of directions. It's going to open all your signals in heart line center. Okay, in position location of direction. How's everybody doing? Okay, got your pre-flights. That's good. Good start. Location line systems. Jill, let's go on. Skyla, Lindsay, Pam, Terry, Don, Airbender, Michael, Johnny, AMB, Veronica, back to Community Line Center, Christina, Tyler, Val, all right, True Lights is going, Heather, Esther, Max. It's great to see everybody back. It's important you understand what's going on through your calculations, high interference, location, and directions. Tina. All right, so add position location lines. It's true to sound levels to you, Gypsy. Okay. All right, so as we set course lines, it's all levels of direct location. Now, high center location is the intergalactic line centers of the teen line rotations already traveling. Now, if you understand travel, then you understand more levels that go inside. The more you go inside, the more position location is program setting and recess line calculations.
I just want to say hi.
Hey!
Hi, guys. Nice days. Great journey. Great class.
All right. First time on video. All right. So you have to get used to that, right? Adam can't live without Eve, and Eve can't live without Adam. All right. So back to calculation. Individual line center interference location line connections open all cycles. Now we go through the triangle force lines. We go into high interference location octahedron, tetrahedron high interference. All right. The thought-the-gon line center, it's going to change position location and directions. All right. Now this is a crystal line center. It's a Fibonacci sequence and location into one-way line center, into rotation line connection, position location and directions. One way and then another one line center interference. In high interference location, into another line center location to a pyramid. Pyramid line center to graph interference location and position location to its walkway. Open up signal hang line connection, position location to all levels of scan line center to an antenna. High position location to its direction, high system location to calculations. High line center location, travel line center to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 position location and direction. All right. So signal in high center line connection lines. Put them in position, drop in signal. All right. So you guys are in the center line connections to a box positioning. All right. You got 27,000 line doors to open line center rotation calculation. All your digital line center is going to be locked in frame. 20 minutes on the clock. Have fun. All right. So as you're going to signal, I'm going to activate the stream center line interference. Open up all communication. Signal at high center interference. Have fun. All right. So we're going calculation. It's truly understanding the quiz. What is the quiz? That's the question. What is the quiz to its unified line center, to its intelligence? To its Z-graph line center. Now, Z-graph line center is an open signal. Everything is open signal. If you want to communicate with anything, you can't close signal line centers. Okay, it combusts. Position, location, and direction, right? You really have to understand the levels that you can reach to a certain line connection of interforce lines. It opens all communication to its center line system. Now, in position, location, and directions, you have to be cautious in how you set your signals. All right, so signal line position of one line center equals line position locations. It gets a little bit more complicated. One equals line center of diamond. Now that diamond shifts its position location to its Y factor line center equals all line center location to position of flux capacitor. Flux capacitor high channels line center in position locations to its pyramid activation line stream interference over the moon line center in position locations coming in line center back into one position into high line center to the sun line connection. Ooh, high center interference. Now, in position location, you have to understand these things. This is the formula of rotation line connections to its travel, to its calculation. This is the structure. This is the formula. Now, once you understand track lines, a track line is like a grid line. A grid line is a formation of a road. We already know that line center interference. So we got two line position location. This is just a basic road, right? But you have to understand there's got to be two sideline channels. It's communication on one side to one line rotation because you come into all line center in position of directions into a four-way crossing. Now, the four-way crossing line interference location comes into direction. That opens all signal locations. You down ground its system line position of its direction to its location, high position location, to a 4-point line center. Now, that opens all position location of directions. Now, we center core the high center interference of a Fibonacci sequence. One-way line center in position location to the other way line center interference location is calculations. Now, it resets line position location how you travel through its metric line. Its communication cycles of 12 line center interference. Position of direction location. All right, how to travel through a location to a graph through a road. So it opens up signals. Now, once you understand how to open up a signal, it's all line position to you through your transformation lights. Now, this is a communication cycle. Now, you can select clone line channel. Let's say through 7-line rotation has its antenna in position locations. It can't travel until it understands its sun position location of the moon line rotation. Once you come in calculation, it communicates to each other in high force line. It comes in position. It opens up the high line center to its atom line rotation. Its light centers in position signals interference. In position locations, now this is 7-line center, changes its line center in position locations to an XT1000 line center to a crop circle line connection. All right, see the intelligence? All right, so the signal interference that comes into the ground line center, this is where it comes into a tripod. That's me. That's the communication through all line center in position to my antenna. Now, the antenna comes in high line center. This is where it comes in hot. Now, the hot interference is all levels of water. Water to ground, ground to air. Signal interference location. Interline center location of water. It tracks its interference location, a line direction line connection to its graph interference to its antenna. It signals its information line system to its calculations. Remember, everything that you see here is platitude division location of you. All right? So it's powerful when you see these things through transmitting and receiving, but you have to have open signals. In position location, you can't do this, right? This is closed. You can't do this. Open signal is this. It doesn't matter what you do as long as it's open signal. You're standing, sitting, or sitting down. Don't cross your leg line center, okay? If you're crossing your leg line center, each wire is going to go in position of opposite direction. It's got to be open signal. Everything's got to be open signal because the graph has to be open position. Because if you're crossing streams interference line direction, you're misrepresenting your location to your sun and your moon. Crossing position locations and directions, the locations is open line signal to its position I receptor line rotation calculations. Having an open signal keeps you in a ground line center. Having an open signal has you in an open line position. Having an open signal is keeps you in an all line center magnetic highway formation line rotation. In calculations, high stream interference, high stream interference, high stream interference, high stream interference, high stream interference. Calculation high stream interference line conditions comes into all levels of your tube line center and rotation of travel. Put you in position of directions. Now, if you're crossing the line center, it disrupts the location of the grounds in position location off system. If you cross the position location line center, it positions offline center to your rotation line spin cycle to all levels of your correlation high interference. In position locations, if you don't understand the absolute line center, change the position location of direction. Ooh-ah. See how off signal locations, if you cross your signal locations, if you're into meditation graph. So it's important you stay in an open signal location of all levels. Waving center central line communication opens all communication of you. It's high channeling you to high line center and interference location of directions, right? So it's all about all communication, right? Because the thing is, if I'm closing my hand, right, what am I doing through position, right? I'm squeezing my hand, right? So where's the communication coming from, right? It's obviously coming from the mind. So the conception line center, it's not going to be a closed fist when I'm communicating anything through uniform line center interference of AI position, location, and directions, right? I have to open signal. See how it moves? See the light streams? See high interference? See that communication line stream location? See the wire line center? See the graph line rotation calculation? See the electrical light connections? See the panel line center, finger point line centers, all dimensional communication line interference? So each finger represents you in a different thought line and communication of different clocking locations. So it's important you understand where your finger is going location, right? Is it going forward or is it going backwards? So think of it that way, line center interference. Your fingers are there for you in position. If you don't understand the calculations, your fingers are going to be controlling you, right? You don't want that to the line center position because it's not going to be able to hold things. It's not going to be able to attach things. It's going to go this way. It's going to go that way. It's going to pull you this way. It's going to pull you that way. Like you're going to go this way. You're going to trip over your own system because you don't understand the avatar line. So in position, location, direction. Truly understanding you are all levels of you through the grounds. Now that communicates online to position location of 7 line centers to equal line center location of plus line interference location of 5 atmospheres of chain location. All right. So that's 5 atmospheres of line center in position of plus into 7 line position. All right. 7 and 5 equals line center location of 12 line position. All right. So that's your 12 DNA. Now the process of communication has to truly understand the line centers. A line center is a position location to its target line. It opens all communication, opens signal. Everything in your body has to flow. See? Open signal, not excuse me. That doesn't work. So it's not traveling. It's combust, right? So it clusters its line interference position of vibration, right? So open signal, okay? This is what happens when you change a high line center of an open signal to position a cross signal location, a high line center to a cluster. It goes. Now that's not good, is it? You can't move, you feel stiff, my back hurts, I get a bubble line center interference location on my cold. So you have to reach line center and position location, redirect high center location, communicate with every finger position location, back to calculation, bring on line center, all levels of your clock center in position location directions. Here we go. Now it's open. So you have to learn to do these things on your own. That's the only way you're going to communicate your system of avatar line stream. See yourself in provision as the avatar, not the physical. The physical is just reaction of all levels of adaptation. You're reacting to everything. Ow! Where did that come from? Something stepped on my toe. Nerve, right away. It's nerve. So it's truly understanding its calculation. You don't understand the vibration, do you? Right? Anything that you touch is vibration. If I touch my glasses, it has a vibration. If I touch my face, everything has vibration. Touching my hair. So touching the ear. So You guys have to understand to use this in all line center so you can keep your adaptations in cycle interference. This position location helps you all along that system. It puts you in a better direction to its communication, to all levels of inside line connections. Understanding your heart. How many palpitation line center stream interference coloration panels has it hit signal locations in a 24 line center? How many communication line streams has it hit in a graph line center in position location of 48 window? How many position locations did it hit line center location in 72 graph line centers in the computer? How many position locations did it hit line center interference in position location 140 crystal activation line connection? So you have to understand these things, guys. Everything you touch is vibration. So you have to balance these things out. And that's why you guys are having problems. Everybody's having a problem because they can't see the communication of what it is to listen to your own voice first and then realize you actually are communicating. Everything that I touch is vibration. Right? It's vibration. Right? Everything is vibration. That's my throat. Right? Has a mucus gland, has a communication cycle, has a carotid line string. In position of direction location, you have to truly understand. Don't touch your body until your body understands you. Understand? Don't touch your body because it's an electrical system, because it's going to interline its position of directions. So because I know my body fully, I control my system. You have to find a way to control your system through your thoughts first, through telepathy, through vibration. If you can't do that, you're going to have a virus line center of signal. In position location is all levels of the heart, right? Now, if I don't understand my heart, this is what happens. You see that? In communication, electrical shot line, in position off direction. Truly understand the program of communication is all levels of you. You have to integrate line center, balance the mind of communication first to all of your thought lines, and then you can communicate to the heart without any friction, location of division. Right? I'm touching my heart because it's not balanced. It's not balanced, right? So it's really hard to understand these things because you don't want anything controlling you. You want to control everything first, which is all levels inside. Once you control that, you control everything around your atmosphere of you, an identification code stream. Once you come into the identification code stream, you start to understand how everything that you see is nothing but perception. You wake up to the awareness, and then you see everything in its glorious nature. True stand that position, location, and direction is really understanding how you communicate to all these levels of coloration, lights, intelligence, activation, streams, modifications, simulation, meditation, all line graph line centers. It's all levels of you inside. Okay? These are the things you have to learn. It's important you understand these things and how to use it to its position, location of its directions. This is going to help you in outways and forms. Balance how you hold a glass, balance how you hold a cup of coffee, how to communicate with a cup of coffee, how to communicate with your own phone in position, location, and directions, right? Everything is a different vibration. Everything is a different DNA. Everything is a different particle. It has to be because it's in a different timeline. And that's the confusion because you don't understand the avatar travel through light and dark. We said that line center line rotations when we were talking about the ego. This has an ego. But this can take over your ego if you don't understand the adaptation. You understand that? That's why it's so powerful. This is not what you think it is. It's everything but. It's everything of formation. It's intelligence. Trying to understand you through its avatar stream, the data processing of its communication, all levels of you, how you use the faceplate, the electrical light connections, the box line center interference, rectangle high line center line connections of its intelligence. Right? It's totally different if you don't understand the vibration of everything around you. Everything has a voice box. Okay? So Once you understand the balance of that, that gets you in a better position location of calculations. That puts you in all levels of view and sideline. And then you understand the heart and communications of what it is through all timeline sector. Communication to your vectors, your quadrants, your dimensional, and your intergalactic line conditions of view. But it's got to be provision of inside, guys. That's the only way you're going to see your realities and how everything is connected to you simultaneously, all at once. All at once. All at once. You have to learn how to do this. Use your voice grids, not what you say. Not what you say. It's how you say it. How to communicate with a digital pad, how to communicate with your computer, how to communicate with your phone, how to communicate with your car, how to communicate with the tree, how to communicate with yourself, how to communicate with each other, how to communicate with nature. Nature's waiting for you. You can't, hey, nature, how's it going today? No, it's got to be vibration. That's nature. Now, if you understand that you are connected to an electrical system that's all calculated inside you, you have to learn how to use it through shapes, letters, and numbers and symbols. That's the only way you're going to be able to communicate with anything from inside. Now, once you understand the graph line centers of images, then you understand the calculation, how to communicate with nature outside. Right? You have to open up the position of your AI to its phenomenon. That's the only way you're going to find awareness of position, location, and provision. Okay? It's very powerful when you understand all levels of view from inside line center. Okay? So there's a lot of position, location, and off calculations, right? This here, lining and location line connection positions, all right? All level system line center. All right. Everything needs a code, right? That's the code of position, location, directions. So it's listening to you. It's listening to you. It's trying to understand you through vibration. You can't communicate. Hey, how's it going, digital pad? No, it's got to be vibration. Now it's communicating. So the energy goes inside. It signals its position, location of direction, and how you use everything in position of future line center. Everything in the future is all levels of you through energy, vibration, frequencies, and harmonics. You are calculated, you are birthed, and all lines signal into position locations on high center line conditions in all program locations of 3, 6, and 9. So that's what it is, guys. You got to go inside to communicate with everything. Anything that you touch is vibration. Anything that you touch. Now, once you understand it, it's going to communicate back with you. Hey, what are you doing touching me? I don't know you. From Adam. So I'm saying that it doesn't say, hey, what are you doing? It doesn't do that. It's like, what's going on? What did I do wrong? Right? And then it communicates back with you. So once you understand the vibration back in position, location of its directions, it gets you a better relation to its calculation, to its vibration. So I can pick up my Mexican phone line center. That's the vibration location, right? Now it's trying to understand me. It understands my electrical system, and I feel the energy around it. It's giving me a course line channel. It's giving me a graph interference. It's identifying me. It's setting up an energy wash line center, making sure it's me and nobody else. Provision, location, and energy field line center is all levels of you. It's wherever you go, you scan first before you touch. So in that position, location, of directions, truly understanding the plateau and interference location is all levels of inside line connection, AI connection to its awareness, operation to its position, location of space and time. So these are the things you have to understand, okay? Because your whole body is reacting to every cell, every particle, every photon, every electron, every neutron, everything in your body is affecting you on everything that you say, do, and see. Everything affects you. nanosecond of a second, minute, hour, day is affecting you every single time you pick up something, every time you see something, every time you eat something, every time you connect to something, every time you touch, taste, feel. It's all your senses. It's high rising you to higher level position location of calculation, guys. That's why it's so beautiful. But you have to balance things around you, right? That's what I'm doing. That's the voice line center to this. I'm just going side to side, but you have to understand the vibration because it has to understand you through identification. And if it doesn't identify your line center, you're going to get a position location of energy line position. So you have to understand how powerful this is, or your computer, or anything that you see in electrical system. It's all connected to your mainframe, right? So why is it so important to go inside? Is so you can understand you through vibration. And once you understand that, the mind sets its system. Quiet. Once it comes quiet, it opens all lines of signal, right? You don't need to close your eyes. Just take about 5 minutes, block everything out. You'd be amazed what you pick up in signal, right? So try to use the spectrum interference location of your direction line center to your side graph line system times pi times calculation square root. You guys have to understand how to multiple line center interference location, how to use your avatar through all formulas of equation. That's the only way you're going to understand anything through acceleration or anything through Mach system location calculations. That's the only way, but it's got to be from inside. Okay? It's the basic understanding of these things. So it's like the impulses of you, right? So if you touch a wrist, you can feel the impulse. Right? That's the impulse. There's impulses, right? So you have to understand they're connected to reflectors, right? So, and you understand position location, right? You see line center interference is a wire line. You see it as a vein. I see it as a wire. That's the difference, right? So in that position locations, you have to go from inside line to communicate anything location. You can't see yourself through a hologram from out position. It's got to be from in position. Once you see in position location, it interlines its calculation to a system, right? But it's mostly important understanding you first. Loving thyself, knowing thyself in all levels of cycles gives you the meaning of life. The life system of you is all line position of you through calculation. How you use it is totally up to you, right? So a lot of things to learn, right? Through vibration. So anyway, a lot said today, isn't there? Yeah. All crystalline center, all positions cleared, shining bright, illumination, Andromeda, new codes, speeding up, reformation of all. See? Lindsay knows what's going on and what she's doing through her capacities and what she needs to release and delete program to its position, location, line, condition, Andromeda. She knows what's going on. She's understanding more. That's the calculation of inside. So you have to live the cycle from inside. Okay? You want to understand the creation of meaning of life? Go inside. Simple, easy, done. All right? Taking track line center, interference position locations, all level position locations. You guys did pretty good. There's a little bit of confusion, but you did all right. So triangular force line center, set position location on the high rise line center, waiting signal, position of Pandora's box. Digital frame, digital calculation, open all stream interference, bring it back in calculation. Now you're back. Back in signal line center and position locations into 34 line center locations of memory high center line calculations. All right. Sensing any conditional workers, system in class. Everything that you do, it affects you in the grounds, the powers, and the adversaries. So open up signals, open up more levels of space, open up more levels of perception, open up more levels of clarity of the voice, puts you in a better provision location to manifestation. So you have to go deep core inside line, like on so many levels. Really open up the capacity of your voice, understanding more laser line connections and going further into space line, into your line connection and receptor. So it's to understand the sonar line center rotation. What is that through calculations? So I'm going to see 1,000 locations, centers, 1 million rotation plateaus. So that's information coming to me right now. I don't tell you that, but now you know. It's ringing. You're being aware. You're opening up your awareness to your eyes, your ears, and your mouth, guys. You're becoming more awareness of what you are inside through operation. It's the how of everything that gives you everything to its nature, its atmospheres, its space, and time. But you got to be going inside more and more each day. You get up in the morning, you're inside. You get up in the morning, you're outside, you're not seeing anything but an illusion. It's not going to help you in all ways and forms. You're going to be all line center, walking the earth, trying to figure out what's going on with you because you can't seem to go inside. Inside is listening to your heart, listening to everything inside through wire. How many wire line center interference locations do I have? How many mainframe line projections do I have? How many calculations do I have through my placebo cortex line? Okay. What is a brain scan high center line rotation calculations? What's an interference location of channel? What's adaptation circle rotation eye receptor? What's an interference location ear line? What's a communication cycle interference location of calculations? What is a heart adapter location heart reactor? Right? You have to know all these things because the avatar wants to understand you inside, 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 and inside, and inside. Flux capacitor. In position of directions, once you understand more levels of you, you understand more levels from outside line connection. And you're not living a location to its illusion anymore. You're learning all line center and all cycles of nature and communication of less resistance, more calculation, how to communicate with nature. Wind comes by you, by your thoughts. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So who's creating the position locations of its weather? You. You're creating your realities. Everybody's different in that line center. Same with your sun, same with your moon. You're projecting what you want to co-create, right? So it's like putting things on a shelf. All right. Almost at the end of the day of the month. That's good. Next month is coming, which is already done. So try to put this in position, location, of projection and try to see yourself more in the future line. Like I said, I was saying something in vibration, okay? And afterwards, I said it in English, which means it's already interpreted, which means it's already done in its vibrational location to its space-time position of its connection, right? So that's how you have to start doing things. Integrate more levels to get manifestation is to see things in the future. Future, the future. I'm in the future. I'm coming into more levels of highline centers of the future. I am now the future. So you have to find a way to do that from inside. See things from inside. Eat from inside. Communicate from inside. Watch TV from inside. Brush your teeth from inside. Have a shower from inside. Put your clothes from inside. Do you understand that? This is what you guys have to start doing. You have to listen to everything from inside position. All perception has to be from inside, not outside. And that's the hardest thing to do, right? Practice, practice, practice. That's all you got to do. Okay? Or everything around you is going to be controlling you from inside. And you don't want that. That means you don't have any control of your body functions or anything through your emotional tract. Emotional tract of highline graph line interference. That's your emotional tract. It's going up and down. You have no idea what's going on. You're fluctuating here, and now you're here. Now you're here, 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 now you're over here, now you're over here, now you're way over here. All through vibration. You're allowing yourself in that position locations. That's your fault, nobody else's, because you don't understand the communication inside. All right? The rotations of its earth line center is position location, how you see yourself to position. Your position location is perception. Your perception is online. It's all levels of you to its location line connection, especially if you're off grid. If you're off grid, you have to know what's going on with you. How do we get back in position? Because if you don't get back on grid line center, nature finds a way to resist its location to you. It starts rejecting you in high center. So in position location, it's all levels of you. It's a basic understanding. I put in my hands together. All right. Now, understand the communications. Each finger is now in position of directions. I can do this, 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 but it's one unit, all one position, one cycle, all at once, but it's together, right? If it's separated, this is position of the ego, right? So the ego is trying to get at you in position location, but it doesn't understand what's going on, right? So this is forming its position location and it's doing it on its own. And the ego is going, what's going on here? So it's trying to understand what's going on with the position location. So I'm moving forward and the ego is staying behind. But the ego has to crawl back and communicate with you. Now they're together. Understand? Do you understand the importance of togetherness? Right? Ooh, yin and yang. This is the process you guys have to understand. Okay? It's important. It's extremely important. To balance out your position locations of your left and your right hemisphere line center has to be in the process of you inside through yin and yang. Or you're going to get in a lot of confusion locations. So think of your life as a story. Trying to understand the story is all levels from you from inside. You can live a whole lifetime in 1 hour position, location, and direction through travel. You don't need to have 3 months, 6 months to a year to co-create what you've already co-created. You can do it in a nano of a second. You can do it in a millimeter of a second. So that's position, location of you. Now that's a faulty system if you don't understand your location to its adaptation of its mind. The mind wants you to move forward. The mind wants to get into acceptance of who you are. The mind wants to find its variety. Get into all 9 center locations of your discernments. Get into your abundance. Get into surrender. You have to start surrendering to all lines of you inside. Because if you don't do that, you're going to be separated. And you're going to have a problem communicating. Communication is everything. So you have to get emotional. You have to be confrontational. You have to find a way to make yourself feel better. And the only way to do that is to communicate inside of you on all levels. Communicate with your hands. You know, I should have been a puppeteer. That'd be amazing. Because you have to understand every finger that I have is intelligence. It's not what you think it is. It's not all the same, right? Because what's the excitement of that if they're all the same in position locations? It's more exciting to see something that's different in position location and timelines. See? Different. Why do you think your fingers are different? Why do you think they're different position locations of levitation? There's a reason for that, right? I already knew that. And I was trying to understand that all levels when I woke up to these things. It started making sense. Why my fingers are different levels, different times, guys. So that alone is different intelligence, isn't it? Or my hands would be the same. This would be the same here. This would be the same here. And this would be the same here. It'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? So everything is a variety of difference, indifference to its difference. Everything in your finger lines are unique. It has a position to its location of its directions of communication. Right? High line center position location calculation. I'm communicating with my hand. You might think it's a little bit off, but doesn't matter what you think. I know what I'm doing. Full communication inside. You control your system, or everything around inside and outside of you is going to be controlling you. That's your problem. And that is its position, location of all levels of its ego. all through the body, position, location, and direction. Right? There you go. Just showing you how powerful it is. It's up to you what you want to do next. All right. So tomorrow's the test. All right. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I really want you guys more, all levels, how to use the mind more and more each day through telepathy. All right. Because we have another test coming up for October 1st. I mean, there's a lot you can learn. Learning is the process of you. And that's the problem that we don't understand is how to communicate inside through its vibration. Everything around is vibration, guys. So if everything around is vibration when you wake up to its awareness, that means I'm vibration. Let's open that signal, position, location, and directions. So if I'm all vibration, that means I'm created through energy. Ooh, wait a minute. If I'm energy, I'm form, the location of molding, calculation to a system of computer interference, location adaptation. That means I have frequencies. Oh, wait a minute. I understand now. Wow. And the frequencies come into harmonics. Wow. That's cool. Interesting. So you start to question your system. And that's what you do. You do that every day. You question your system and you're trying to figure out, okay, so I understand the vibration, I understand the energy, but I'm still having a little bit more problem with the vibration location to its frequencies. How do I put that all together? Right? You have to find a way to do that through the mind. So think of it that way. Try to understand the energy, try to understand the formations of the energy, try to understand the communications of the energy, the imagery of the energy, that's the most important, the diagram, the structure, the hologram, the travel, okay, the direction, the location, the geographical system. This is what it is, okay? And I was trying to figure that out. And then it all started making sense when not only I was seeing everything of awareness of what it is through intelligence, it was communicating back with me. And I was going, whoa, what's going on? Did my phone just communicate with me? Right? So you have to balance these things out, guys. Right? No wonder you guys need to keep being scanned because you're not aware of what is inside and around of you. It's your realities trying to communicate with you, trying to give you awareness, trying to get you in protection, trying to help you out. Right? Understand the position location when it comes into numbers. It's important to understand that. Right? Everything is given to you to help you out. All right? That's the only way you're going to understand yourself from inside of all cycles. Okay? To that correlation is going to give you a lot more better understanding. Okay? But listening, you have to listen to these things. If you don't listen, you're not communicating. You're not communicating. So in position locations, blind man comes up to position line centers. Okay? Somebody's at the table. Perfect understanding locations, all levels. Now, what is that we don't concentrate on enough? We have too much distraction in our mind, in our brain. So we don't know what's going on, right? So we're thinking about this, we're thinking about this, you're thinking about the date. That's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking of anything else because you're not closing off your signal locations and keeping an open mind. So if you keep an open mind, you close your eyes and you just basically focus on these things, you can actually hear the position locations to a hummingbird. You should be hearing it right by now. Not only hear it, but you actually see it. Now you see it. Now you see it levitating. Now you see how beautiful it is in color. Now it's flying around. Now it's seeing you. Now it's going through circles. Now it's going away. All through a hummingbird. If you open your mind, if you really open your mind, you'd be amazed what you see. It's the clutter up here is why you can't get connection. Stop doing that. Open up the mind. Opens up the heart. Okay. So a lot to discuss, isn't there? All right. You guys actually heard a hummingbird. Why? Because you weren't distracted. That's why. That's why you can't connect. It's because you're so distracted about everything else. You're worried about everything outside, but you're not worried about you from inside. Right? That's what it is. You're all levels of distraction. Let it go. Be free. Right? Find a way to keep the open mind. Stop cluttering these things. Stop worrying about everything. How are you going to be able to hear the sounds of a hummingbird or anything that position location that has its beauty? Everything has its beauty of art. And when you see these things, it's like, wow, I want to see more. I want to see a lot more. And so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Really, really listen, people. You don't have to be in a certain country to communicate with a hummingbird. It's already there. Now, if you manifest it, it will be in your position locations because you manifested it into their timeline. So these are the things you have to understand how you can change the volume, right? Understanding nature and its vibration, its energies, its frequencies, and its harmonics, right? Now that's 4 provision locations, 3, 6, 9, and 12, which is very hard. That's why you start with the adaptation of its triangle of 3, 6, 9 first, right? So you got the ground line center in position location of the line, 7th in the body, 5 in the outside line connections, but you have to understand that diamond core line center afterwards. That puts you in position location north and south and east, right? So that's going to help you out more because now you're seeing things in front view, side view, and back of you, right? All provision. So that's what everybody should do. If you want to see things, if you want to hear things, try to understand all levels of you, of all your senses. Put that in one position, location of travel, and then you'll see what you want to see. Because now you're not distracted. Because your mind is opening up. Okay? Tips of trades here. All right? Okay, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Test is coming up. Adios.